Hello everybody, Joe Bagdones here, and welcome back for another episode of MUV Love Photonmelodies. Almost at Altered Fable, this is Adoration. It's been a couple days. I meant to record during my work week, but it was physically, spiritually, emotionally impossible for me to do that this week. Oh man, we got fucking dumped on. It was a bad weekend. Well, work week for me, but it was over the weekend for everyone else, so you know what I mean. And then today I had an online Zoom meeting that lasted like an hour and a half in the middle of the afternoon when I got off at 7 a.m. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm still dying, so that's great. No news yet on my heart and gut issue, but I've developed a new one to add to the list of unforeseen issues. I seem to be coming down with an inner ear thing, possibly. I noticed this like 2 days ago. I rolled over in my sleep and all of a sudden I got the spins. Like if you've tried to go to bed super drunk, you lie down and close your eyes and all of a sudden it feels like you're in a fucking centrifuge and you gotta grip onto the bed for dear life. Yeah, that happened. I would just roll over and then for like 10 seconds, the world is spinning, my eyes are spinning, I can't focus because my eyes are literally rolling around in my skull. It's not great. Not great. But it's fine. It's fine once I'm up. But like once I get my head lying down and leave it there for a couple minutes and then I roll over, it's like, whoa. But hey, what can you do? Just grit your teeth and endure it and hope it goes away. Ain't that right, folks? Anyway, let's continue. I also in the interim, as in like 30 minutes ago, went on Google Translate and put in everyone's names into the German part of Google Translate and had the German pronunciation, so that way I don't sound like an ignorant American. Though I still will fuck it up because I obviously don't know the particular minutia of German pronunciations. I'll just sound like a bad Bond villain. There we go. Trying to do a fake accent.
85年の英国本土防衛戦の後、ベータの大規模再上陸に対する備えと将来的な欧州奪還の足がかりとして86年から11年の歳月をかけて建設されたの。その防衛を預かるのは欧州連合軍の主力。国別に防衛分担エリアに駐留して日々の間引き作戦や都会上陸の阻止任務に従事しているわ。
Look at everyone working together.
ちなみに要塞線が機能して以来の散発上陸阻止率は 98%、2% は小型種数匹単位を見落としたケースね。50メートルも進ませなかったらしいけど。
I can imagine allowing several small strains to run rampant would turn this place into a beehive in a matter of minutes. The base is both a defensive fortification and a staging area for when the time comes to take back Europe. I can see why they call it a fortress line. With just one base being this massive, the line as a whole seems almost impregnable. I've seen pictures of this place in our textbooks, but only now do I realize its overwhelming scale. Before arriving here, I thought 11 years was a long time to build this complex, but standing here and seeing it before my very eyes, I'm astonished it didn't take longer. Must be because Europe has been driven to a corner. The current status of the European Union forces tells you all you need to know. Right now, they exist in name only. Countries who lost their land have since been incorporated into the UN forces and lack any independent command authority. Meanwhile, both the Empire and other Asian nations zealously guard their sovereignty to this day. They remain independent exactly because they want to avoid this outcome. As part of my training, I must learn how operational issues are handled here, given the different chain of command. Comparing what I know to the realities of Europe will allow me to gain a different view on the matter. Though this might just be me parroting the lieutenant's words.
私たちが駐留するこの要塞基地は英国防衛の成功と欧州奪還を誓った記念碑として再建されたドーバー城の地下に作られているの。
So I was right. They did restore the land. A story which strikes the heart, regardless of your country or race. One that deserves an honored place in the annals of history.
このドーバー城はね、別名地獄門と呼ばれているのよ。
But, thanks for telling us that. I guess that's why you're Cerberus Battalion, or whatever you are. I completely forget what divisional, where they are in the hierarchy. The gates of hell. What an ominous name.
85年の大規模侵攻の時、最初の上陸を許したのも最後のベータを仕留めたのもここだったそうよ。そしてその掃討作戦に参加した西ドイツ軍の部隊に若かりし頃の少佐たちがいたの。
Only 7 surface pilots survived that final operation. Later, military history textbooks would refer to them as the 7 heroes of Great Britain, who happened to be German. They were heroes who came back from a last-ditch attempt to stop the Beta by sending all surviving troops against them, a desperate gamble by the European UN forces. One that can rightly be called a suicide mission. After standing side by side during such a momentous battle, their bonds must run deep, even if they were strangers at first.
そうね。以来ベータが支配するユーラシア大陸を地獄に例えるようになって、ここはその入り口、地獄門と呼ばれるようになったというわけ。
Weird to think of, England as the entrance to Eurasia. Meaning hell refers to the European continent, not to Great Britain. That was a little hasty, it seems.
そしてその門を
No, you were right.
地獄から出ようとする者を捕らえて
Good old Kerberos.
首の魔獣セルベルス。それが私たちの部隊名の
Who, if you actually read the myths, is kind of a pushover. You can get through into Hades by just giving him sweets, singing him a very nice song. Or I guess if you're just Heracles, you can just fucking put him in a headlock. Oh my! Tying the name of your unit to a whimsical but illustrious background. Oh, what a fascinating custom. Now that is something the Empire should definitely emulate.
当時の司令部は地獄系の例えをかなり気に入ったらしいわ。基地所属の揚陸艦隊の識別はカロン。海峡のエリア区分はアケロンなんて名付けちゃうぐらいね。
Yep. Aha! So the channel shares the name with one of the rivers of the underworld, and the fleet as a whole stands for the boatmen of Hades. Wait, there's a landing fleet stationed here? This place is a naval base? And that harbor to my left seems a bit too small for a military dockyard. Oh yeah, I see it now. Didn't notice it at first.
ああ、この断崖の下に
Underground harbor, how does that work?
多重隔壁に守られた地下
Well, if we're in Dover, I guess it could be dug into the cliffs, but... You have an underground harbor? Amazing! Either that, or they have a system of locks in order to get the, water locks to get the boats, risen up to proper sea level, so that way, they don't just get flooded when they open the gates.
正規空母も闘病できる巨大な地下港
Shut
が
off.
要塞線に沿って何十と建
Shut
設さ
off?
れている
I
の。
meant to say shut up.
艦
Anti
隊の船はそれぞれの
malware,
地下壕
grind
に
soft,
停泊し
whatever
てい
I
る
have
わ。
installed. Hopefully that won't be an issue. Force here, anchor building complex. Cool. Oh, so that means that even the smallest of them would need to be able to house the 340-meter long Nimitz-class carrier. I wonder, can these underground harbors actually accommodate such massive ships?
地下港の便利なところは機体や車両、弾薬なんかを地下格納庫から直接搬入できること。これは即応部隊である私たちにとってとても重要なことなのよ。
I can dig it. Ah, so that's why you have carriers. You need them to deploy a quick reaction force.
そうよ。テュフォーン級正規空母2隻、グラフ・ツェッペリン級中型空母3隻の5隻体制で、セルベルス、オルトロス、ラドーン各隊を統合した一個連隊の同時展開が可能なの。
5 carriers is quite a lot. Wow, 5 carriers. The Bundeswehr is most impressive.
私たちの任務はここの防衛だけじゃなく、北欧から北アフリカまでをカバーする緊急即応展開だからね。要するにデリバリーの便利屋みたいなもの。国連が私たちに足の速い空母を集中配備するのはそれが理由。
Hold on, let me scroll back and see how they handle their carriers, because I want to know, do they have them like in constant patrol so that way they can like be at a moment notice like kind of U.S. naval doctrine, or do they just have them all here ready to go? Simultaneously as one range. It doesn't really seem to say. It sounds like they all just have them like in docked here. Right, but this must be due to the battalion's own achievements as well. Not just any regular force would have been entrusted with a fleet like that.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しいわ。火力演習の時は私たちと一緒に第一空母テュフォーンに乗れるから楽しみにしていてね。
Much appreciated. I get to ride on a TSF carrier? Oh, she must be talking about the large-scale live ammunition exercise the UN holds, where representatives of all EU member countries will be present. I'm getting more and more excited by the minute.
ああ、そういえば地下格納庫から直接断崖の壁面ゲートに機体を射出するカタパルトなんていうのがあるわよ。ほとんど使われてないんだけど。
Nice Chekhov's gun, I hope. So German silence really is the best in the world. Nice JoJo reference. This fortress is incredibly innovative to the point where it's a veritable technological masterpiece. Oh my god! Second JoJo reference? I want to take off from the underground catapults, even if it's just once! No, don't give in to temptation. Come to your senses, Seijiro. Europe's technological capabilities stem, in large part, from the very generous patronage of their masters, the United Nations. By no means does this imply German engineering is unsurpassed in the world. There's absolutely no reason for envy. But what is this strange sensation I'm feeling? If I had to describe it, I guess something like envious fascination would actually come close.
どうしたの、セジュロ？黙り込んで。
No, just thinking about steam catapults. Well, are your catapults steam catapults? I actually don't know. No, I'm fine.
そう？朝から施設を回りっぱなしなんだから、休みたかったら遠慮なく言うのよ。
There's no need. Rest is not part of the schedule.
少しぐらい大丈夫よ。
Yeah, take a chill pill, bro.
歓迎の晩餐でしょ。基地司令も一緒で緊張するだろうし、無理すると持たないわよ。
I must endure, whether I'm tired or not. Delaying the schedule is out of the question. That would mean I'm wasting the government's money. That's what we exist to do, man! Like, just only had to cancel 2 missions this weekend because shit broke. How dare she suggest we flout the schedule to this woman? Maybe she's the one who wants to take a break. And besides, the lieutenant doesn't even seem to be aware of it. It's her clinginess that's really wearing me down.
聖十郎は本当真面目なんだから。
But in all reality, government money is infinite, so waste it all you want. That hasn't been a problem until now.
はいはい。じゃあ昼食までもう一頑張りしましょうか。
Oh god, British food. Several hours later.
歓迎の晩餐。
Oh, we just skipped the entire thing? It pains me to admit, but it was exactly as the lieutenant had predicted. To be honest, I was quite nervous.
ほらやっぱり。で、料理は美味しかった？聖十郎の口にあったかしら？
If it was German food, that's fine then. There's a wonderful German restaurant near where my parents... I was about to say have their second home, but it's their main residence now that they sold I don't want to say childhood home because we moved there like my senior year of high school, but they sold it to my sister and her family, so, you know. But up there, there's really, really good German restaurant. I'm sure that's what it was like, but I fear I'm in no position to judge. I was simply too nervous to pay any attention to the taste.
まあ、それはもったいないことをしたわね。基地司令がホストの晩餐では合成食材を一切使わないのに。
Synthetic ingredients are perfectly fine with me. Considering the current state of the world, I don't see why anyone would be eager to eat the real thing.
また始まった。そういう固い考え方してるから必要以上にガチガチになるのよ。
Well, he's Japanese, what can you expect? I'm sorry for not being as easygoing as you, Lieutenant! Then let me ask you a question too, Lieutenant. If you had dinner with the base CEO and other senior staff officers, wouldn't you be nervous? No?
緊張しないって言えば嘘になるけど、どちらかというと疲れる方が強いかな。
I mean, I don't know how they do it here, but usually, well, before the big international pandemic that fucked up all base functions for like 2-3 years, combat dining outs, everyone just gets shit-faced. There's a toilet bowl filled with the grog, which is a ungodly concoction of every like liquor imaginable. And if you break the rules of the dining out, you have to fill your cup from the grog toilet bowl and fucking drink the whole thing. And oh man, everyone's super fucked up, including all the leadership, because of course they're there. You know, gotta show face, and Just because they're high ranking and old doesn't mean they don't like to have a good time too. Right, spending so much time with her almost made me forget that all of Cerberus pilots belong to German high society. Willie! What? Willie? Is that a proper way to refer to a superior officer? Yes. What are you doing, Lieutenant? Get a... Well, he wasn't speaking any language. That wasn't Japanese! Yep. I'll tell you, just get away from me first. Our behavior is completely irrational. Oh, how I would love to tell her to stop touching me right now. If only I could. However, contradiction. That would give birth to a tremendous contradiction. Part of my training is to get accustomed to Western social norms. Should I let my discomfort get in the way, it would be going against my very own words. There's but one choice. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. Could I, who has shouldered the honor of the samurai, be neglectful? Could I, who has inherited the wisdom that has been guiding the Empire since time immemorial, be remiss? Frustration! No, calm down. Everything happens for a reason. This is mental training given to me by my gods. They are telling me I'm still immature, and this is a trial I must face to overcome my own weakness. Doing that like bassy long monologue is makes me kind of lightheaded because it's really speaking from the diaphragm, which you go through your air a lot faster. Fine. I'll tell you everything about Major. Oh God. Oh fuck! I didn't get that name. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Eikeberger? Let's see. The base CEO and other staff officials did all the talking. Major Eichberger mostly ate his meal in silence. More or less. Yes. That's right. Now where did that come from? Is she going to start with her antics again? Wait, could it be? Could this be a test of my aptitude as a service pilot? Could Lieutenant Fulner have been acting like a fool all this time in order to evaluate me? Inconceivable! If that were the case, I should have been able to see right through her act. Then again, I can never tell what's going on in that head of hers. Oh well, better safe than sorry. Oh, now that you mention it, I remember something. Thinking back, the Major did eat a lot of fried potatoes. An awful lot of them. And the entire meal, starting from the appetizer. He was served so many fried potatoes, looking at his plate could make you think that they were the main course. As for his beverage of choice, he was drinking a lot of white wine, but I don't remember him talking much. As impressive as it sounds, he even had fried potatoes after dessert. Right, now I remember. Other than curt replies to the staff officers, all the Major said during dinner was, "More potatoes, please." And that's about everything I can recall. Regrettably, this is as far as my memories go. Any further comments would be a fabrication. My powers of observation are lacking, but it's only fair I'm evaluated according to my current abilities. Ecstatic moaning. That is a fair description of that noise. She's frozen in place? Why? Is there something wrong with Lieutenant Fulner? Oh crap, that's not it. I've seen this happen before. My instincts are telling me to run, but a real man stands his ground. Lieutenant? Oh? What? Woman, what's so cute about stuffing yourself with fried potatoes? Lieutenant? I'm afraid I... What the fuck is wrong with this woman? And off she goes! Oh, what in blazes was that? Good grief. This guy's... I don't know if this guy's a yada yada daze kind of guy, but... I think the room I was assigned to is a couple blocks back from here. I can get there on my own as long as the ID card works, but I'm not... But am I not supposed to report that I'm turning in for the day first? Well, I guess I'm better off by myself than together with Lieutenant Fulner, and now I can finally relax. The luggage should have been delivered to my room by this point. Time to put together a report of today's events. I can get plenty of sleep after that. Hello? I'm pretty sure that's my room. There's a faint floral fragrance lingering in the air. A sweet one at that. It must be that woman's perfume or something. But what was she doing in my room? Oh well. How curious. Cerberus has provided me with an officer's treatment, but it should have been my own responsibility to ensure that my bed and room are presentable and prepared according to standard. So what was she doing in my room? Maybe this is considered as part of the service around here? Maids did originate in Europe, after all. Anyway, this certainly surpassed my expectations. Since this fortress is an underground complex, I thought I'd have to put up with a painfully cramped cell. But in reality, this place has more space than the bunks I had to share back in school. It may have only been for 10 days, but this is the first time in years I get a room all to myself. This is what I've wanted for so long. I've been forced to share rooms since junior high, but no more! From now on, this room will be my very own castle. Castle Makabe in Europe. Yes! Woo! Being able to act like a child when nobody's holding me to account. This is heaven! Oh, it's so much fun to roll in the bed. I've forgotten what it feels like. Whew. Enough with the self-indulgence! If your most private moments were ever to be made public, you should feel comfortable exposing your intimacy with the entire world. Discipline is to be observed at all times, no exceptions. I must live by the admonition? Yeah. Let's sound this out together, everyone. Admonition? Yep. Of my late grandfather, Kyoichiro. Let's just forget that sentence happened. Alright now, it's time to focus on my remaining tasks. Let's start with writing the training report and my personal diary before taking a shower. This is my first day on base, and I'm mentally exhausted. The cause? Lieutenant Fulner, for the most part. Then again, it's not as if she's the only one who defied my expectations of what German nobility is like. I used to think all German people were rational, diligent, and strict. But after today, I can't help but wonder. Maybe all that was simply my own baseless assumptions? Major Eckberger, First Lieutenant Fahrenhorst, and First Lieutenant, let me check my cheat sheet here. Is that really how it's pronounced? Vestanach? I guess. Sure, I haven't seen much of them, but they are in line with my original idea of the German people. On the other hand, Lieutenant Fulner, Lieutenant Brower, and especially Captain Raulerstein are completely at odds with what I used to believe. An argument could be made for allowing such a high degree of eccentricity. Maybe it serves to forge strong bonds within the unit, or perhaps it helps to keep morale up? Whatever the ultimate reason may be, it's completely at odds with the Japanese mentality. In any case, I can't deny that way of thinking is entirely alien to me. Not like that's a bad thing, though, because learning from other forces is the entire point of this exercise. What's this? Yeah, a moist towelette? A moist towel? Oh, it still feels warm to the touch. What's a hand towel doing here? Even if they're treating me like an officer, this level of comfort is far beyond what you'd expect in the military. Also, while I can't say this with certainty, I believe even hotels run by civilians wouldn't simply place a warm towel in your room. That's right, that woman just now. It must be her who put the towel on my desk. Hospitality from the heart! I see now. This kind of hospitality comes naturally to the German people as well, not just the Japanese. Considering how she left a while ago, there's nothing strange about the towel only being lukewarm. I shouldn't try to find fault with her performance, or else I shame her goodwill. Such a considerate woman. From now on, I shall call her She of the Wet Towel. I think I finally see some light at the end of the tunnel, but maybe that's just my exhaustion talking. Whatever will be, I guess. Dawn of the second day. I was about to say how many hours remaining, but I can definitely not do the math right now to multiply 24 by 9 and give you like a proper amount of hours. Because it is 3:30 a.m. and I am not in the proper mental state to do that. Mother, is that you? How can it be? Mother, I've missed you so. I'm sorry I couldn't be there for you at the end. I'm so sorry. You are my paragon, Mother. These days I strive to become a proud member of the Royal Guard. It's thanks to you I'm here. Yeah, let's not start the day with mommy issues, please. Oh, Mother. It's been years since your fingers last combed through my hair. Tickles a little. Oh, but don't stop. Please, Mother, that's enough. I'm no longer a child. Your little Seijuro has grown, Mother. I really have. For the most part. Lieutenant? Why is she here? Ugh! Oh, she's too close! This is an invasion of my personal space! Yeah, that would currently put me on the ground in my current state. I would be so dizzy I would have to sit down, otherwise I would just fall over and bash my head off the doorknob and die. That was nothing! This accursed woman. I know Westerners are quite fond of physical contact, but does she have no sense of modesty at all? I think he's gonna die of a heart attack before then. Hold on. Where's Mother? That's right, I almost forgot! This is my room in Dover Base, Castle Makabe in Europe! Seems like I didn't get enough rest. Now just look at me, still half asleep. My thoughts are one big jumble. Wait a minute. Let's go over the situation carefully. First, the lieutenant entered my room. Afterwards, she woke me up by pressuring me to get changed quickly. Put all the facts together and that can only mean one thing. I missed the wake-up call? Where's my trusty watch? Did you never change the time? Are you kidding me? There's still 1 hour till Reveille! Reveille? Reveille. There we go. Too many L's and V's. Excuse me, what is that word? Vivacity? What annoying vivacity! How about you cool off with some water as well? Excuse me, Lieutenant. I have a question. Is this an emergency drill or something of the sort?
もう男の子が細かいこといちいち気にしないの。さあ、急ぎなさい。
Just roll with it. How am I supposed to do that exactly?
慎重なのはいいけれど、あまり細かいことに気を取られすぎると対局を見失うわよ。
What are you talking about? She has a point. She actually said something sensible. That means this has to be part of my training regimen, one designed to address every last one of my weaknesses. And to think I've shown Lieutenant such disgraceful behavior. How careless of me. I've just awakened, but that's no excuse. Wait a second. What is she doing now?
はい、制服。
What? Well, thank you.
ほら、取ってあげたんだから早く着替えちゃって。
Pardon me, Lieutenant. I would like you to leave! I can tolerate the excessive physical contact, but it's improper to get dressed in the presence of a woman. And it's not because I'm embarrassed, not at all. I'm absolutely positively not embarrassed. You see, I would like you to...
もう仕方ないな。
No.
はい、万歳。
What? Hands up?
手伝ってほしいなら最初から言えばいいのに。清十郎は甘えん坊さんなんだから。
Please stop.
はい、脱げた。
Nope. That's it. That was enough help for today. Just what are you trying to do here, Lieutenant?
動いちゃダメよ。しっかり立って。
Oh, this guy screams a lot. There we go. I'm half naked. I've been stripped down with only my underwear still protecting my pride from this woman. What is this madness? Have I been turned into a 7-year-old boy again? An age during which men and women are not yet conscious of their genders? Nay, I say! Seijiro, you are dead wrong! This is merely special training. Special training so I can overcome my weakness. Shyness. Fastidiousness? Sure. As a top cadet of my school, those were the only faults my instructors could find within me. I didn't actually mean for my voice to crack there, but... This might look like mere sexual harassment, but that's wrong! Because on the front lines, there's no distinction between men and women. Those faults of mine were my greatest weakness, a weakness I need to overcome. I used to believe being separated by gender was a sound policy, but I was sorely mistaken. In fact, that was simply an excuse I told myself to cover for my lingering fears. Constant exposure to such outrageous situations is the only way to get rid of my, turpitude? Turpitude before I'm commissioned. If that's why Lieutenant Fulner acts so brazenly, her actions may have, the endorsement of the Royal Guard's HR department. No, I just think this is sexual harassment. Also, that text is really hard to read. It gives me a headache. It's too wavy. But something's amiss. I could swear facilities here are strictly divided by gender. In fact, I'm sure she mentioned this only yesterday.
はい、動かない。髪を整えるからね。その
I could not move even if I wanted to! Not good! Don't look! Close your eyes! This feels the same as when Mother took care of me.
清十郎ったらまつげ長いのね。女の子みたい。
I can empathize with that. I also have very long eyelashes, and I've been told I have extremely nice-looking eyebrows too. They asked me at work if I got them done at the mall, and I'm like, no, I don't even trim them. The closest I come is when I shave in the morning, I just drag the razor between them to get any of the 1 or 2 stray hairs that might be popping out, and maybe shape the very top, from the middle where it's supposed to curve, so it's not completely blocky from dragging the razor. Just a little boop, boop, and that's it. She dares! Those words may come from a superior officer, but I must admonish her most sternly. Such an affront against a man a Makabe cannot stand. What? Lieutenant, I'll have you know that... はい、できた。じゃあ今度はトラウザーに No thanks. Hold her right there. Even if it is to overcome my weakness, she should not be exposed to private Makabe at point-blank range. Lieutenant, this is a... What? G-string? Staring at my crotch from that distance will be poisonous to her eyes. What are you wearing? What? Is my dude wearing like a loincloth? Like, what? It burns! How it burns! Lieutenant is like a Magnus Lux. Oh, the big laser class. Firing her high-powered laser glare on my crotch! This is what they call a fundoshi. I'll have you know that it's a symbol of true Japanese spirit.
Fundoshi?
Yes, it's a loincloth. You could say it's similar to a loincloth. This is a traditional undergarment made in Japan. Helps you focus by tightly securing the lower half of your body. I guess? It's about, like, the vibe, you know? Exactly! And that's far from being the only quality. Notice how it's red, the color of passion. It's also the color of the rising sun, burning ever brightly. I don't. I just get, like, the 5 packs of, like, boxer briefs that are in, like, black and gray and dark blue. Because they're cheap. You do? Made it by a hair. Having the lieutenant in close proximity is quite stimulating. I would shame myself if my nether regions had reacted accordingly. Yep. Heavens, woman! You understand nothing! Well, that's... You what? Fortified suits aren't designed to be worn with underwear. That means... Ooh, how do their suits look? Over the top. Control yourself. Well, that was something. Depends. I fear it's just as you said, Lieutenant. The simulator unit is almost identical to the ones I've used in Japan. Since Marketenberger has a patent on the TSF cockpit's design, it's only natural that the same goes for the simulator. There's no reason to expect otherwise. Yeah, that's how it is with most bases. That's a shame. Then what's left on the schedule? Ooh, reactor is fun. Ooh, armory? Try service. What would the 3 be? Obviously Navy. They don't have an Air Force because TSF's like usurped that position. And ground forces? What is she talking about? Those are critically important facilities! I'll bet it comes as no surprise. The Mercurial lieutenant considers them boring. Never seen that as an adjective before. I'm going to assume it means like fast pace, because Mercury has an extremely short orbit around the sun, and like fucking rotates like a motherfucker around its own axis. So I've heard. Come to think of it, it's time for lunch. The meals are served in the officer's dining room, correct? Should we head there?
それはそうなんだけど、そろそろ気分転換しましょうよ。
You want to change what's planned for today? But I've only been here for a day.
そう。見学コースには入ってないんだけど、見せたい場所があるの。お昼はそこでいただきましょう。
But what about the schedule?
細かいことは気にしない。じゃあ早速行きましょ
う。Ooh, pretty. Now this is one magnificent view. It almost rivals one of Turner's paintings. I could swear I've stepped right into a postcard.
ねえ、素敵でしょ。この広場は人気があって、基地の人たちもよくジョギングや散歩を楽しんでいるの。
I don't know, jogging on a like rock brick path, like stone paving, sounds extremely bad for your like legs. Like there's like no shock absorption. It just all goes right up to your fucking skeletal structure. Ow. The rough rocky ramparts of Dover Castle stand in beautiful contrast to the fields of undulating grass that spread as far as the eye can see. The classical image of Europe comes to life. I can almost feel nostalgic for a time that never was.
まあ、その年で武芸だけじゃなく芸術にも通じているなんて立派だ
Well,
わ。
yes, he views himself as the noble samurai, so obviously he needs to be artsy-fartsy as well. Not really. You're giving me too much credit. I simply got caught in the moment, that's all.
清十郎は感受性が豊かなのね。素敵よ。
No, I don't think so. What's going on? She's acting strangely meek. Not to mention that reaction is too placid considering her usual hyper-personality.
日本にもお城はあるんでしょ。
Yeah, but they're not like European castles. Different functions. Think of it this way. When you look at Dover Castle, it looks powerful and rough. Masculine, you could say. In contrast, Japanese castles have a more feminine feel to them. They're more elegant and delicate.
やっぱりそうよね。納得がいったわ。
I'm afraid I'm not following.
日本の刀や鎧って何百年も前の戦争の道具なのに、細部にまで色鮮やかな飾りや美しい細工が凝らされていて、まるで美術品のようでしょ。
Mm-hmm.
武具にそういう思想と技術を込める民族が建てるなら、それは美しいお城になるんじゃないかなって。
I mean, this castle looks pretty utilitarian to me. It's not like some of the fancy later castles where they just kind of got fucking artsy-fartsy. This may be somewhat disrespectful, but I never expected her to say something like that. Sure, in this day and age, the only people with an interest in Japanese antiques and art are aristocrats. But the lieutenant is, well, her.
とても美しいんでしょうね。日本のお城っていつかこの目で見てみたいわ。
Yeah, Japanese castles are more like bases of operation compared to like European castles, which can be designed to like really fucking like, how can I say this, be more self-sufficient, quotation mark, depending on like how big like the castle walls are and if it has a castle town and yada yada yada. Oh no! Curse my indiscretion. My rash remarks must have reminded her of Castle Fulner. Yes, that has to be how she knows so much about Japanese weaponry. Because a Japanese sword and armor set was part of House Fulner's collection. Her childhood memories must have resurfaced due to my thoughtless comments, and with them, the pain she felt when her ancestral home fell to the Beta hordes. Yeah, I think you just jumped into some conclusions there, my dude. You must make this right, Seijiro. Honor demands I choose my next words wisely. Lieutenant Fulner!
何？どうしたの、清十郎？
When you come to Japan, I promise you I'll take responsibility. On my honor, I swear you'll get to witness the beauty of the magnificent Japanese castle for yourself.
え？本当？
Yes, a samurai's word is sacred.
清十郎、信じていいの？
Samurai will never go back on his word. Once it has been given, he will keep it no matter the cost. It's my fault for dredging up those harrowing memories. I could do no less.
嬉しい。約束よ。
Yes! My hearts! Where did that sudden palpitation come from? What is this supposed to mean? Maybe I shouldn't have acted on impulse. I made that promise to cheer her up, but considering the current state of the world, I don't even know if such a day will ever come to pass. We're service pilots serving on the front lines. As long as the fight against the beta continues, her dream of visiting Japan will never come true. And we both must survive until the day I can fulfill my promise.
今のお聞きになったヘルが。
ああ、武士に二言はないというくだりか?
Yeah, it was kind of cringe. Is that German? And the scent!
つまり、侍は一度口にした言葉を絶対に撤回しないということだ。尊敬に値する精神性だな。
A little weird that you can recognize her immediately from her smell, but okay, I can respect it.
素敵。激しくも切ない物語の始まりですわ。
I recognize this lady! She's the one who brought me the towel! So she's a Cerberus pilot too?
やあね、ストーキングで忍び寄るなんて趣味悪いわよ。
Yeah.
ああ、イルフィったら私たちに気づかないほどお話に夢中でしたのね。
まったく。
So, we gonna get any introductions?
よくもまあそこまで無防備になれるものだな。
無防備じゃないわよ。私は基地の警戒システムを信頼してるんです。我が西ドイツの迫力の世界一なんだから。
イルフィ、この基地の電子警戒システムはアメリカ製ですわ。
Yeah, it's not like anything can be made in Germany right now.
多分どこかに西ドイツの特許技術が。
That blue-haired woman strikes me as a diligent soldier. And from the look of things, she's chastising Lieutenant Fulner for something. Too bad my German is non-existent. I really wish I could follow the conversation.
わかったわかった。もういい。それより、いつまで客人を放っとくつもりだ?
It'd be nice if they just put a little bit of text above the paragraph saying in German, so that way I can follow along and be like, oh, okay, yeah, he wouldn't understand what they're saying without him having to come out and say it like, oh yes, they are speaking German as they have their conversation in Japanese.
もちろんですわ。
She of the wet
こ
towel.
のバスケットに。
一つ重要な確認なんだけど。ランチ、あの子に作らせてないでしょうね。
私を見くびるな。そんな重大な危険を看過するわけがないだろう。下手をすれば国際問題だぞ。
Gotta love that trope.
二人ともどうなさいましたの?
Yeah, they're shit talking your cooking.
なんでもないのよ、ルーナ。
Luna.
さあ、セジュロ、食べましょう。
But what's her full name? Whoa!
ほら、座って座って。
大胆。
Lieutenant Fulner, aren't you forgetting something? I still haven't been introduced.
あ、そうだったわね。ごめんなさい。
That was close. I could have ended up glued to her for the entire time. I'm Seijiro Makabe, second-year officer cadet from the Japanese Imperial Royal Guard Surface Pilot School.
私はヘルガ・ローズ・ファルケンマイ
Ooh,
ヤー
Helga Rose.
よろしく。
Falcon Mayor. Nice. Easy.
はじめまして。私はルナテレジア・ビッツレーベン少尉です。ようこそドーバー城要塞へ。心から歓迎しますわ。
Fitzslaven. I see. I won't be here for long, but thank you for your hospitality. The way she carries herself reminds me of a finely sharpened sword, noble and dignified, the very image of a knight. And she shows clear signs of humility and self-discipline as well, just like a samurai. Lieutenant Falconmayer is exceptional, I can tell, and suitable to one who is the very image of an aristocratic lady. Lieutenant, it's German, so the W is a V. It'd be Witzleben. But I'll probably just say Leben, because I'm a dumb American. Witzleben has a modest air about her. Maybe from two different cultures, but her actions have told me all I need to know about her kindness. Wait, something's odd. Her beautiful eyes glisten with unshed tears, but she's been given no reason to cry, and her face looks slightly flushed as well. Yeah, probably allergies. There's a lot of grass here. Probably some weeds too. Ooh, that's a name. Luna Teresa? Ugh. That's definitely a noble's name. Indeed she is. From the look of it, Lieutenant Fulner has seniority, but that is no excuse for her boorish behavior.
それでは真壁候補生のお世話という厄介事が私たちが下っ端だから押し付けられたように聞こえてしまいますわ。
I'm right here! Do not treat me like luggage!
論点がずれているぞ、ルナテレジア。
Ooh, that's a good color. I like that for the text. A very nice lavender. Thank you, Lieutenant Falkenmeyer.
私たち3人は同時配属。
I'll
お
go with
前の芸
Meyer.
に習うなら、厄介事の担当官に任命されたイルフリーでこそ最も下っ端ということに
Actually,
な
I'm
る。
pretty sure I have Google Translate open right now, so I can just pop that in. I don't need the whole thing. Just Meyer, Mayer, whatever. I wanna see how that's pronounced. Oh god, it's using the German keyboard because I'm typing in German and it moves some of the letters around. Hello? You gonna play?
Maya.
Meyer. Let's go with that. Burger and Catholic. Yep. Yeah, who cares about all those semantics? Yes. Then again, my heart's had enough for the whole day. Nom, gulp. I'm full now. Thank you. Weird. I wonder if this is some sort of German-style sandwich? It's by no means unpalatable, but this black and fluffy bread is quite sour. Ooh, nice. Got like a pumpernickel?
お味はいかがでしたか、清十郎君。日本の方のお口にも合いましたかしら。
Does it have like the good mustard in there? Like almost brown with like the seeds still in it? Oh, it certainly does. I've never tried something like this before, but it's delicious.
それは何よりですわ。まだありますから、たくさん召し上がってくださいね。
I appreciate the offer, but I fear I really am sated.
そうですか。では食後のお飲み物はいかが？合成ものですけれど、コーヒーと紅茶がありますわ。
Let's go with tea. It's better for lunch. Thank you very much. I'll have coffee if it's all right. Oh, black will be fine.
まあ、大人ですのね。
I also drink black coffee, not because I'm mature, but because I'm too lazy to go buy milk and restock my sugar. So. Perfume is quite fragrant. Curses, the coffee's aroma is overpowering this wonderful smell. She called me Seijiro, dear. I approve. In fact, I rather like it. I'm in Lieutenant Fulner's debt. These two are simply delightful. To think I'm being treated with such wonderful familiarity, even though we only met mere minutes ago. Lieutenant, Witzleben has made no mention of the wet towel she brought me yesterday. What a sweet and modest woman. She must be the kind of person who helps others without expecting any gratitude in return. It would be insulting to think she's simply being obtrusive or fishing for compliments. I want to thank her profusely, but doing so right now would be a faux pas, unfitting for a Makabe. I'll have to casually convey my gratitude when I depart. Still, what a remarkable display of modesty. Her character is gentle and faintly sweet, unassuming, much like the perfume she's wearing, but concealing a strength that will shake the world once she wakes. Yes, the chivalry of House Witzleben is that of a sleeping lion.
それにしても清十郎くんは本当に礼儀正しい方ですのね。こうしていても背筋もちゃんと伸ばして立派ですわ。
清十郎は侍なんだから当然よ。ねえ。この若さで覚悟もしっかり決まっているし、感受性や知識なんかもすごいんだから。
What's with the lieutenant treating me like I'm a child she raised? And how come her hands are resting on my shoulders as if it were the most natural thing in the world? Yeah, she's, asserting her dominance as you being her property. Keep these vultures at bay. There is it again. Noticed it a while ago, but Lieutenant Witzleben has been staring at me with feverish eyes from time to time.
日本の侍には武士道というものがあると聞く。欧州には騎士道というものがあるが、その違いには興味があるな。
Modern Bushido is like a fake thing. It like you can watch videos on it. It was kind of like co-opted by, like the reformists and yada yada as like the return to the not real past kind of thing, yeah. To tell you the truth, this is also something I'm highly interested in. Sadly, I won't be here for long, but I want to learn as much as I can from all you. As genuine knights, I'm sure you'll be the best instructors I could ask for. Return to that topic. Oh god, when was it? It was like the late 1800s, early 1900s. Like some European guy published a book on like Bushido, yada yada, and like really tried to like make it a mere reflection of like European chivalry of knights and whatever. When that was like not the case, but Japanese far right ate that shit up because again, the return to the mythical past is one of the like key points of that kind of ideological leanings. So they really use that and spread it around as like, yes, this is our thing now. So they took the fake thing that was made by like the foreigner guy and like completely adopted it into like their worldview. I already read that. Not to say that's all bullshit, of course. Obviously, everything comes from a nugget of truth. But yeah, do your history. Actually research things. Don't just take things at face value. On second thought, I'm afraid I'll have to pass up on your offer.
慎み深いんだから遠慮なんてしなくていいのよ。
なるほど。さすが武家の出だけあって心得ているな。
何よ、二人で通じ合っちゃって。
イルフリーデン、道とはむやみに人に尋ね聞くものではなく、己で切り開いて初めて見聞が実となるものだろう。
Okay, wise words. Lieutenant Falkenmeyer. She really understands. I've yet to see her in action, but her words are of the highest form of knightly wisdom. Indeed, they strike my heart. Hearing them is all the proof I need to know a real warrior stands right before my eyes. And she doesn't even have a penchant for physical contact like the other Westerners. Her character's surprisingly close to that of a Japanese samurai. Astounding! She's a true knight. I can tell she will be my guiding light during my time in Dover. How I wish I hadn't been so tense on the first day. I can't afford to squander a single minute of my stay. It's my duty to learn about the spirit of chivalry from Lieutenant Eichberger and the others, as much as I can. And try not to choke on my spit. My last chance will be during the live fire exercises scheduled for the second half of my stay, and that time was fast approaching. What a shame. There's nothing wrong with Lieutenant Fulner per se, but if Lieutenant Falkenmeyer had been put in charge of me... Inconceivable! Reprehensible, Seijiro, simply reprehensible! A mere cadet like you, with the same social standing as luggage, thinking about choosing his superiors? Nonsense! Nonsense upon stilts!
そうそう。明日の の午後に予定されている屋内レクリエーションは
Ooh,
清十
nice.
郎がやりたいことを選べるから、朝の点呼までに何をするか決めておいてね。
What are my options? Oh, of course, I will. I know the schedule.
ここでやれることは限られているけど、親睦目的だから私たちもやれるだけのことはやるつもりよ。
Huh?
何かわからないことでも？
No, it's just that you said we.
ああ、何を選ぶかによって引率の担当が決まるの。この2人を今日のうちに紹介したのも、当日初対面だとやりにくいと
Oh,
思うから
okay,
よ。
makes sense. My emotions! I can't hold them back! But I can't afford to show my hand here. That'd be a breach of military etiquette. Discipline, Seijiro, discipline!
どうしたの清十郎、おとなしくなっちゃって。
No, he's just lost in his own head again. No. This is too much. I'm barely holding it together. I can't let everyone see me grinning from ear to ear, looking like a simpleton does after hearing a dirty joke. There's no way around it. I'll casually turn away from these three. Maybe rude, but I have my image to uphold. It's just, you're my supervisor, Lieutenant. I thought we would spend tomorrow together, regardless of what I choose.
清十郎、
Milk truck just arrived!
もう心配しなくても大丈夫よ。
Mommy Milkies? Milkers? Milkies? Lieutenant, breaking my cervical spine is not gonna make anything okay. I've never heard the term cervical spine. Do you just mean your back? Lieutenant? No, I must get away this instant. I can't show these two such a disgraceful side of mine.
すねて後ろ向いちゃうなんて、しょうがないわね。
And why is Lieutenant Witzleben's face flushed now? This is like the third time today. Enough is enough. I will bear with this woman's scandalous deeds no more. It's time. Time for House Makabe's expressive suppression technique to be revealed to the entire world. By the power of my Makabe forefathers, I have the power! Motion suppression technique, ancient Makabe style, ultimate concealment!
何も担当官が変わるわけじゃないんだし、軽い気持ちで好きな
Certainly
ものを
one way
選べ
to
ばいい
go
の
about
よ。
things. Ha ha ha! Of course, Lieutenant. Losing control like that was most embarrassing.
もう仕方がないんだから、清十郎は。
Ha ha ha. I'm sure you would not. West German science is the best in the world. And I'm done with my report. Thus ends the second day of my stay. I must thank my fourth eldest brother, Kyoshiro, for teaching me how to write like a bureaucrat. I can see the awestruck faces of my instructors as they gaze upon my work. Today marks the end of my inspection of the main facilities. This may be the largest base in Europe, but now that I've seen the most important places, I have concluded the equipment here does not differ much from the Empire's. Of course, that's only to be expected. What I was shown could be accessed even with a low-level security clearance. There we go. It'd be rash to conclude the technology I've seen is representative of the whole base. There was something rather unsatisfactory, though. This morning, I took a stroll to observe the surface pilots during their daily training. Their evident lack of dedication rendered me speechless. Instead of following a standard training regimen, it seemed like everyone was simply doing whatever they pleased. I honestly prefer that over like group squadron PT where everyone gets together and has to run around the track and do the same. Do what you know that you need to improve on. Everyone is an adult. and should be able to take responsibility for themselves and be your own boss. If you know your cardio needs improvement, focus on that. If, like, you need to do some upper body stuff, focus on that. Forcing everybody to do the same regimen when they don't need to is completely pointless. And it's just annoying. How can they expect to function as a cohesive unit during an actual battle if they can't bring themselves to do so during training? Even if there are some excellent service pilots, Major Eichberger or Captain Rellerstein come to mind, the others will inevitably end up dragging the whole unit down. Lieutenant Brower's behavior was especially worrisome. Is he really of noble blood? The man was letting out a torrent of complaints the entire time, with his main grievance being how boring training was. Such behavior would, under no circumstances, go unpunished in the Empire. Individual freedom without bounds and an excessive respect for privacy breed spoiled behavior such as this, it seems. In that regard, the Empire's system is miles ahead. There are great benefits to be found in fostering a comradeship. I really want to say camaraderie, but I've never seen comradeship before, so that word threw me for a loop. With a clear hierarchical structure, everyone knows where they stand and how they're supposed to act in order to support the whole. Cerberus's performance would improve greatly if they were to switch to a more regimented system and spend more time training in the fundamentals. Should I bring this to Major Eichberger's attention? Still, it's quite a conundrum. This has to be how they've always done things, and yet Cerberus is renowned throughout Europe, which begs the question, how can this be? Maybe it's because of the 7 heroes? I can easily see how the unit's lofty reputation stems from the outstanding performance of a few selected individuals in battle. Then there's the matter of my conversation with the other officers during free time. I can't make heads or tails of the things I heard there. Ooh, nice haul. You don't say.
待て、イルフリーデン。聖十郎にそれを話すのはどうかと思うぞ。
No, just spilled beans.
イルフィが話さなくても、いずれタイの誰かから聞くことになりますわ。
Is this what they call an open secret? I know better than to put any stock in idle gossip, but it's somewhat telling that pretty much everyone knows about this terrible thing.
周囲の眼帯。聖十郎は気にならなかった？
I'm gonna say it bothered us more that it just seemed out of place. Not particularly. I figured it must be a recent injury and that she's waiting for a transplant.
違いますわ。私たちの配属以前から注意はずっとあの眼帯をされておられますのよ。
She just thinks it's cool. Really? She refused to get an artificial transplant? Shouldn't that be fatal to any surface pilot's career?
周囲の家系はね、代々法王の直命で異端審問を行っていたそうよ。とりわけ魔女狩りでは相当なことをやったらしいの。
Cool. You mean they actively participated in witch hunts during the Middle Ages? Are you serious?
そう。でもそれは世を欺く仮の姿。
Oh my god, she's just fucking
実
chuny.
は魔術の研究に全てを捧げるオカルト主義の家系で、異端審問は他人の研究や魔導書を奪う手段だったの。そのおかげで、オカルト好きだった前の独裁者にはかなり重用されて。
Oh, yep, let's not name any names.
相当な映画を極めたそうよ。でもね。
There's some truth in her words. Germany's infamous Führer was committed to the occult. I could sort of understand if she was talking about Captain Rellerstein, but for the lieutenant to be caught up in something so that morbid.
その呪われた血に刻み込まれた怨念が何の罪もない注意に。
So the curse is hereditary?
魔眼よ。
What? The devil's... what?
生まれたばかりの赤子の右目にはおぞましくどす黒い魔眼が開いていたのよ。魔眼の瞳には魔法陣が刻まれていて、
Cool.
あの眼帯を取るとレーザー球を凌駕する出力のヘイトブラストが。
I don't know about that one, Chief.
どう？怖い？
Yes, of your delusions!
許してくれ清十郎。周囲の眼帯話のバリエーションは部隊員の数だけあると言われていてな。
Oh.
みんなそれを外部のものに風潮することに無駄な情熱を注いでいるのだ。
So, Lieutenant Witzleben. God, it fucking throws me for a loop every single time I try to pronounce the W as a V. Meant to say that someone would have tried to pull a fast one on me sooner or later, no matter what.
実際には網膜投影とリンクする精密照準用の電子機器が移植されていて、
Oh, cool.
戦闘時以外は眼帯で保護しておられるんだ。
Huh? She gets feedback directly from an electronic implant? Why?
さてな。周囲にもいろいろとご事情があるのだろう。
Okay, if it works for her, sure. Well, that can't be right. In my opinion, members of the same unit should not keep secrets from each other. How are you supposed to develop an esprit de corps when you can't even talk about matters as pivotal as of such pivotal importance?
ところで清十郎君、私たちの部隊がなぜツェルベルスと呼ばれているのかはもうご存知？
Because you guard the gates of hell? Yes, Lieutenant Foldner told me about it yesterday. Cerberus is a mythological beast that guards the gates of hell. In this case, the European mainland. Again, I strongly agree with this way of naming things. The Empire should also start naming its units after mythological creatures. For example, Tsuchinoko Battalion. Kappa Regiment. Ugh. No, those won't do. I can't put my finger on exactly why, but those won't do. Yeah, a fat sausage snake and like weird duck turtle man aren't the most formidable opponents. Oh, how so?
一個戦術機大隊が3個中隊で構成されていることを思い出せ。
Sure, if you say so. Ah, you're right. That means each company is supposed to stand for one of Cerberus's heads?
その通りですわ。
Inconceivable! The way both the legend and the organization's name match is simply too cool for words! So, there's Major Eichberger, the Black Wolf King, and Captain Rallerstein, the Sonic Baron. But who is the third?
第3中隊を率いる衝撃のバラ、
Nice.
リオンシュトルムガイスト隊。あいにくブラウ中隊はモンサーミシェル要塞の間引き作戦に派遣されているため不在だが。
Ooh, they're still holding? Cool. Blau?
ブラウはドイツ語の青だ。
セルベルスの中隊長はそれぞれの色を背負っているの。
Okay.
機体も強化装備も中隊色なのよ。
I remember. Captain Rallerstein's Crimson TSF is quite famous. Even appears in the textbooks we use in the Royal Guards Training Academy. Their own colors, huh? Baron Gerhard von Rallerstein and his red TSF. I can't deny I was surprised he turned out to be such a unique individual, but he's an outstanding pilot I've admired for years. Plus, I have to commend his taste for choosing red as his TSF's color. From what I've heard, only pilots in noble origins or knights are allowed to use pink as personal colors for their TSFs. It's similar to the Imperial Royal Guard's practice of signaling a pilot's social standing through how their machine is painted, practice used to boost the morale and discipline of their surrounding troops. Soon, perhaps in a matter of weeks, I will first step onto the battlefield, and I'll be piloting a red TSF representing both the House Makabe and the Royal Guard. It's not a responsibility I can afford to take lightly. And I wonder, will I rise up to the occasion? Will I survive the 8 minutes of death? Oh, what a silly thought. Of course I must. I am duty-bound to serve His Highness His Excellence the Emperor and Her Highness the Shogun, the Royal Guard, and the people of Japan. Unlike most of my contemporaries, I've been blessed with the opportunity to train in a company led by a bona fide hero. It'd be a sin to squander such a rare opportunity. The 7 heroes of legend. I can't wait to see Captain Rallerstein in action.
例外は白き妃狼、バーレンホルスト中尉の白、セルベルス第4の首だ。
Fourth? Come to think of it, Lieutenant Fahrenhorst is one of the 7 heroes of Great Britain, yet she remains at her present rank. Shouldn't she be leading a company of her own by now?
注意がそれを望んでおられないからな。
Okay, that's fair.
昇進を拒
You
み
can
続けて
deny
いる。
promotion. An aristocratic officer, equivalent to a samurai in terms of social standing, refuses to be promoted? Oh, that's practically unheard of. Yeah, sometimes you just like your current role and you don't want it to change.
だが階級は必要ない。注意は実質的に大隊の副官であり、それを皆が暗黙のうちに認めている。
Well, I assume they must be aware that the lieutenant is an ace surface pilot, but still. Wouldn't this lead to confusion in the chain of command? That's hard to say. And from an outsider's perspective, maybe, but like if you're in the unit, not really.
注意はセルベルス中隊の第二小隊長。いついかなる時も少佐のおそばにいらっしゃいますわ。
Oh.
中隊長になってしまわれたらそういうわけにはいきませんわよね。
Yes, I suppose so.
そこまで思いを貫けるなんて素敵。
Oh no. That face she's making right now, I have a bad feeling. I'm getting flashbacks when I told her about Major Eichberger's prodigious consumption of potatoes.
清十郎くん、おかしいでしょ。イルフィーはあのお二人の話になるといつもこうですのよ。
Yeah, please don't ship your co-workers. Well, this may not be my place to ask, but does Lieutenant Fulner, by any chance, feel romantic affection towards the Major? From the sounds of things, Major Eichberger and Lieutenant Fahrenhorst are in a committed relationship. Lieutenant Fulner has no chance of getting between them.
どうやらイルフリーでは少佐に憧れるあまり、注意までもその対象になってしまっているようなのだ。
You do you, LT. Just, I don't know the Bundeswehr's rules on polyamory and adultery, but the way it works in the US military is even if all parties are consenting, if one of them is married, still get hit with adultery. It's the way it works. Probably also get hit with conduct unbecoming of an officer. But they're both girls! Girls can't love girls! Girls can't love girls! Girls can't love girls!
何よ、二人とも失礼ね。いいじゃない。お二人が素敵なのは事実なんだから、憧れるのは私の自由でしょ。いつも物憂げに遠くを見つめ、言葉少なく岩尾のように佇む少佐。その傍らに慎み深く、それでいて揺るぎない強さをたたえて影のように寄り添う注意。
Uh-huh.
いやー、なんて素敵なの。
This woman has the most unfortunate habit of hitting people whenever she gets excited.
まだまだ幼いですわね、イルフィ。あのお二人のベストツーショットといえば、データの返り地に染まった黒と白の機体が
Nice concept art.
黄昏の戦場で寄り添うお姿、まるで宗教画のようですわ。そしてお二人が描く戦闘軌道、まるでワルツを踊るかのように優雅で美しい。
Sure.
また始まったか。清十郎、ルナテレジア、こうなると長いから覚悟してくれ。
清十郎くん、おかしいでしょ。ルナは戦術機の話になるといつもこうですのよ。
I strongly disagree. Lieutenant Witzleven's interest in TSFs is a credit to her profession.
おそらく日本の戦術機について根掘り葉掘り聞かれることになるぞ。
If anything, it only proves her pedigree. As Lieutenant Fulner said yesterday, a TSF is like the pilot's horse in armor. What exactly is wrong with being passionate about the partner you entrust your life to on the battlefield? What is it, Lieutenant? Damnation. I've become too watchful of her constant acts of aggression to the extent where I reckon every little thing she does, and it makes me look like a coward.
大変、もうこんな時間。
Reckon? React?
ごめん
What
ね、
did I
清
say?
十郎。私ちょっと用事があるから先に行くね。清十郎お願い。
わかった。
ごきげんよう、イルフィ。でね、清十郎くん、少佐の機体は ユーロファイタス社のテストベッドも兼ねていて、その手記と蓄電気出力は
schematics, minutia of fucking engine details. Boring! Lieutenant Fulner fled the battlefield in the nick of time. It's painfully obvious that she wanted to avoid listening to Lieutenant Witzlaven's TSF talk. That was taxing, to put it mildly. Now I can see the use in making a tactical withdrawal from time to time. He who turns and runs lives to fight another day indeed. Lieutenant Witzlaven's monologue went on for so long, we barely had any free time left once she finally fell silent. Seemingly satisfied, she then returned to her room. However, that's one of the things I like about her. I find her zeal far more relatable than Lieutenant Fulner's fervent obsession with other people's love affairs. Now, I don't mean to imply that she's any less capable or something along those lines. There's no doubt she's a good person. But she's as far removed from a knight as any common German citizen would be. Indeed, when I think of knights, only Lieutenant Witzlaven and Falkenmeyer come to mind. Meyer? I decided to go with Meyer. Falkenmeyer come to mind. To think she cut such a dignified figure when I first met her. Appearances certainly can be deceiving. Do I feel this crushing disappointment because we're so different? Only birds of a feather flock together. It seems the motto of my 8th eldest brother, Kihachiro, the most popular with ladies among the men of House Makabe, turned out to be correct. On the other hand, Lieutenant Witzlaven is a woman after my own heart. This towel may be lukewarm, but how refreshing it is to wipe your hands and face with it right after training. This commitment to hospitality goes beyond the call of duty. Such actions only serve as undeniable proof of her upright character. And let's not even talk about how efficient she must be. Lieutenant, Witzlaven should barely have any free time left for herself, yet that didn't stop her from preparing another towel for me before I returned to my room. Lieutenant Witzlaven, no, please let me use your beautiful first name inside my castle. Lieutenant, Luna Teresia. Luna Teresia. Luna Teresia? Sure. It's such a weird name. This humble cadet would like to extend to you his sincere appreciation for your kind-hearted deeds. But wait. Now that I think about it, sometimes I get these odd glances from Lieutenant Luna Teresia. Brother, I've just realized something scandalous! This is foolishness! Luna Teresia, no rank, and I have just met! But why would that matter? Didn't my brother Kihachiro also teach me that time has no bearing on love? And didn't I just prove that my brother's teachings are infallible? Then does that mean that Lieutenant Witzlaven is in love with me, perchance? Lately, I've been wondering about this exchange program. I know it's presumptuous of me to think so, but could it be this exercise has been designed specifically so that I can address each and every one of my flaws? How ridiculous. There's no way it could be true. But what if it is? If that's the case, then I must assume responsibility as a man. I'm from a Japanese samurai family. She is West German nobility. My relatives would certainly not be opposed to our union. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't speak French. Au contraire, it's perfect! Luna, short name already. Let's stick with that, please. It's much easier on me. We'll most likely get father's blessing. In any case, she would be accepted as my partner, no questions asked, even though she's a foreigner. Everything's working out perfectly. Perhaps it would be a good idea to go pay my respects to the Witzlaven family as soon as my training's complete? No, I shouldn't be hasty. I must remember the teachings of her soon-to-be brother-in-law and think things over carefully. Oh god. Fucking fighting game screen. Oh, and it's hard to read this text. This is, so to speak, my life's very own advanced tactical surface fighter program. And the YF-22 could only have become the Raptor as we know and loathe if it didn't have a powerful rival, the YF-23 Black Widow 2, to overcome. Luna, short name completely established, is the epitome of feminine virtue, in which case her rival would be Lieutenant Falkenmeyer. Only true warriors will be accepted into the Makabe family. Kinky. Whoa, that was intense. I mean, Sheath? With Helga, short name already, by my side, I can spend the rest of my life on the battlefield fighting the beta. Everything works out perfectly. Perhaps it'd be a good idea to pay my respects to the Falkenmeyer family as soon as my training is complete. No, I shouldn't be hasty. I must remember the teachings of her soon-to-be brother-in-law and think things through over carefully. I messed up the order of words at the end, but let's just smooth on past that. What should I choose? Luna's warmth or Helga's strength? No! You imbecile! You absolute imbecile! Why are you in such a frivolous mood? You're too young for love. Not to mention you've been granted a government scholarship to study in a foreign land. Do not let your personal affairs interfere with your duty. This isn't a curriculum designed to help me overcome my weakness. It's a trap! It's a path to self-destruction paved with my own delusions. It's time to rewrite my report documenting this ridiculous flight of fancy in excruciating detail. To admonish myself is in no uncertain terms is the manly course of action. I must reflect upon today's events with a clear mind. Only then shall I be reborn again tomorrow, like a phoenix rises from the cleansing flames. And with day 3 on the horizon, we are going to end it here for today. Because I haven't had anything to eat yet, and all this passionate lines of dialogue is making me lightheaded, so we are ending it right now. As you can tell, I can no longer speak. So once again, I'd like to thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I hope to see you all next time, where I will be back to my normal uploading schedule for the next episode of Muv-Luv, Photonmelodies, Alternative Chronicles, Adoration. Hope to see you guys all then. Later.